Hello, everybody. Today we're going to be looking at a game between Maxime Vachier Lagrave with the white pieces and Oparin with the black pieces. This game is from September of 2020 from the Chess 24 Banter Final. Again, Lagrave with the white pieces, Oparin with the black pieces. So c4, knight of 6, knight of 3. So we have this English opening. One of the benefits of the English is that transpositional possibilities abound. So it definitely favors the strong and more experienced player. d4, d5, and we can see it's quickly evolved into a Queen's Gambit decline. Which system? So bishop g5, h6, bishop h4, castle e3, b6. So we see this Tartakower system. It was very popular in like the 70s all the way up to the 90s. It's played now and then. Solid system. One of the great exponents of this opening from the black side was Alexander Belyavsky. If you look at his record with this opening in the 70s and 80s, I think he went about 10 years in this particular line without defeat, save only to Garry Kasparov, which he lost one game uh, to. So it's definitely very solid. Um, Here, Lagrave does not put maximum pressure on black in this position, and you'll see what I'm talking about in a second. So after bishop e2, bishop b7, Lagrave just plays castles, which is just fine, but it allows black to equalize here. Normally, what you will see in the main lines is that white will often wait for black to commit his bishop on b7 first, and then he will take here on f6, and after bishop takes f6, then he will define the center, capturing there, and pawn takes, and now black has the two bishops, however, but white has some attacking prospects on the queen side, as you can see, via the open c file, and also black will often end up with uh, isolated pawn or hanging pawns because he has to try to get in c5. This pawn will on c7 will be placed under a lot of pressure, and c5 is a main goal that black will try for in this variation. So you'll see a lot of games, um, following this bishop takes f6 once black commits himself to b7. However, Lagrave avoided the critical line there and just castled knight bd7, and you'll see quickly that black is able to equalize here. So he gets in c5, and so basically black was able to solve the problem that usually occurs in Queen's Gambit decline. That is what to do with the bishop on c8. And so not only does he do that, but he's able to get his central break in. So therefore, this line is not too serious for black to face. So d takes c5, knight takes c5, queen c2. Some exchanges, more exchanges, bishop d5, and this is what I'm talking about, just complete equality. And players play on. Lagrave is trying to put a little pressure on black, but black just has good squares for his pieces, and there's really no problem here. So, of course, I'm showing this game for a reason, because obviously problems will arise. So, bishop takes d1, queen takes c7, rook takes c7, and now here's where it gets a little critical in the game. Bishop d5 is played, and there's nothing wrong with bishop d5 per se. It gets the bishop out of attack, out of harm's way, and it also creates a threat on a2. What more can you ask for? And Vachier responded with a4. However, a stronger move is just simply rook c8, and this is exploiting white's weak back rank. So, for example, if rook takes b7, then just simply rook c1, and there's nothing he can do about this bishop to protect it. So for example, if rook takes a7, then of course rook d1 is going to lead to mate here. And black also doesn't have any problems gaining material either, so he doesn't have to worry about this pawn on a7, because the position of this knight, this rook down here, gives black all he needs to obtain equality. So that is objectively a stronger move than bishop d5. So after bishop d5, black falls into some difficulties here because of the dangerous position of the rook on the 7th rank. I like to move rook c8 in that earlier position, because again it forces the trade of rooks, because you do not want that rook just hanging on the 7th rank like that. And you can see how black's rook is kind of passive here. a5, b5, knight c5, and still black is black is still okay here. He's not lost. It's just his choice with bishop d5 just kept the door open for white to create tactical possibilities. So let's see what happens. So e5, knight c6, bishop takes c6, and now b takes c6. Fine. So king f8, g4. Okay, this is a great move that's often played in the endgame. Creates space for the king, of course, but also it makes it hard for black to push his pawns, okay, on the king side. Rook d2, and natural looking move, but this is actually a blunder here, and Maxime is able to exploit it. So black goes from equality to at a severe disadvantage in one move. So you might say, wow, what's wrong with that? He's attacking the bishop. But rook takes f7 check. King takes f7. Now c7. Now there's no way to stop this pawn. Rook takes e2. c8 queen. And of course this was a rapid game, so can't get on black too much. But nevertheless, queen c7 check, king f6, and now queen takes b6, and black resigns. So that was just a heartbreaking loss, because Oparin, played really good, equal all throughout the game, and just got a little too ambitious there. So instead of rook d2, just a simple move like king f8, and the game is still equal, moving the king a little closer to that pawn, and black has nothing to worry about. So I hope you enjoyed that game. It was a quickie, but I just wanted to share it with you, and it just goes to tell you that just because the game might be equal out of the opening doesn't mean something can happen later. So that was just like a hard loss for black in that position. I actually like playing the Tartakower system as black. So I look at these games, and sometimes you'll see the losses and you'll be like, man, black is doing bad in this variation. But then when you actually analyze the games, you see that it often has very little to do with the opening, right? It's usually players get outplayed, or they blunder, or something to that effect. Now, if you see players in difficult positions a lot and then losing, then it's the opening is a problem. Like if they're always in a difficult position, they barely can draw or something like that, or they have to perform a miracle just to get a win, then it's the opening. But in this case, you can see black clearly equalized. There's no problems, but he just made two critical mistakes. One was not playing rook c8. And instead he played bishop d5, and the other was at the end when he went and played rook d2, and allowed the tactical shot rook f7. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed that game. Please like and subscribe to my channel for more content. I have about 500 videos on my channel. Check it out. Alright, so check the links below also for more information, how to support the channel, and also there's DVDs and books on this particular opening. All right, so I look forward to hearing from you, and thanks for listening. I'll see you soon.